strategies that they will bring out. They just won't bring them out until they're forced to.
Well, they may be forced to this time around. First ban coming out is, of course, Syndra. Xiyang played that incredibly well already here in Paris, and not something that Link obviously wants to deal with.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably going to be the most common ban against OMG. Definitely will be reoccurring. He had a wonderful showing on Syndra in the mid lane, especially when he gets those 1v1 matchups.
So OMG's first ban, taking them a little bit more time from this, but they do decide to take Kha'Zix away from the jungle. Means that Pomelo won't get his hands on that. Meteos either. So what are Cloud9 going to go for? LeBlanc banned out. Again, focus in the mid lane.
Yep, they're definitely going to target Xiyang, and as Freak keeps saying, you know, that's a big part of the team there, so a good thing to focus for Cloud9. However, OMG have made a good adaptation here too. Not only banning out the Elise that Meteos has been going back to over and over, but also making sure that he doesn't back that up with Kha'Zix, because Kha'Zix is also just an all-around amazing jungler for everybody.
Oh, they've left Jax open here though. Final ban, by the way, for Cloud9 was Kassadin, just getting that out of the equation completely. Jax was the first pickup, insta-lock really by Cloud9.
Yes, as I said, Cloud9 have multiple strategies. They've themselves banned out Jax on blue side just because they were trying to run that poke-heavy team, that cooldown reduction, long-range, hard CC. But they definitely have the ability to play Jax, and Balls has proven himself to be a world-class top laner. He definitely has the ability to carry a game himself, and Jax is one of the best champions to do that on.
And played it in recent memory, of course, in Game 2 and 3 against TSM in the playoffs and against Curse as well in the first semi-final. Well, let's move on to OMG, because they've picked up their bottom lane here, something that we focused on before the game, taking the Thresh and the Lucian straight away.
Yep, featured bottom lane here. They lock it in early. I like this pick because they're taking away the Lucian from Sneaky. Even though Sneaky has been going back to Twitch over and over and over, they know that they actually got the upper hand against SKT when he had Lucian, and they went for an early trade, and they got the Twitch behind early. So we'll see if Sneaky actually decides again to go with that Twitch, since their team has kind of been changed here. They won't have the Morgana or the Elise or a really tanky top lane. This is more of a carry top lane, in which case Cloud9 might want to go with a safer AD carry.
Well, taking their time about this one. Yeah. Safer as in the same one, you know, repetition is always a good thing, keeps you safe. And also taking Evelynn here in the jungle for Meteos.
So that is a lot of invisibility here for Cloud9. I expect OMG to buy a lot of pink wards, upgrade their sweepers to Oracle lenses quickly. We'll see if Crepo will be satisfied, because vision control in this game is going to be even more important. They need to get wards down inside of camps to see where Meteos is going. Meteos has used Evelynn over and over to counter jungle so effectively.
Taking away Shyvana here for the top lane. Obviously that will be going up against Balls' Jax. That, of course, is if we see a standard lane setup, and we'll be facing him at least some point during the game a little bit later on. Also taking Lulu here for the mid lane. Interestingly enough, they, of course, are on the red side, so could counterpick whatever Cloud9 do decide to go within that mid lane, but deciding to take Lulu away from Link.
Even though Cloud9 have some really scary carries on their team so far in this pick ban, I feel like OMG are pretty happy with the way this one is going. They banned out some very, very key components of Cloud9's previous strategy, and they've taken away even more components, bringing that Lulu. But as many people have said, Link is a versatile mid laner, and they will be able to go poke if they need to.
So final two picks in then the nidalee and Zyra, which is a champion that LemonNation has not really played. I mean, Zyra, of course, overall has been seeing less and less play, but it's the first time this season that we're going to see LemonNation play that one. Pomelo actually locked in the Nunu jungle over on the other side for OMG.
Yeah, the key thing about your Zyra point for LemonNation is this season, because everybody remembers the Ashe Zyra that Cloud9 popularized. And LemonNation is very much at home on this champion. What this does is give them some good disengage. If you jump in on this poke comp, then the Zyra ulti is going to go down, and that, for Cloud9's sake, will hopefully buy them enough time to put out the Twitch damage. If he can get that spray and pray damage over people while they're knocked in the air, locked up by Zyra, then they can either buy time for Balls to split push, or they can actually just win that team fight because of the massive AoE.
And they're going to have, Jax in there, but we all know what happens to Jax if he gets rolling or when he gets rolling, which is most of the time the case of it. Well, before we jump into the game, head over, guys, to Twitter and send a tweet to @LOL Esports with the team you think is going to win this series. Use the hashtags C9win or OMG win to let us know your choice, and we'll check in just a little while to see who you in fact picked for this one. The LOL Esports vote heavily in favor of Cloud9, which is kind of to be expected. Of course, you guys used to watching a lot of Cloud9 in the LCS, and I'm not sure if those numbers really represent how close this game is on paper.
And the thing is, that's Twitter, mostly English voting right here.
True.
If we included Chinese votes on the Chinese Twitter, as the analyst X was talking about, it would be pretty heavy OMG. So let's see, this is definitely going to be a close game.
And here we go, Cloud9 versus OMG, the semi-final All-Star Invitational 2014 here in Paris.
Now, you did point out that Nunu in Champion Select. I've been impressed by Pomelo's last use of this champion. He was able to get strong counter jungling done. However, this time around, they need hard engage if they want to get to the source of this nidalee spear throwing. And it's really going to have to be a flank by Gogoing towards that late game into a Lulu knockup. Or more amazing hooks from Allen. So we'll have to see, once again, that vision point is going to be key for this game. Whoa.
So yeah, you weren't far wrong, Kobe, actually. The numbers actually getting bigger from the LOLesports.com vote from earlier, 79 to 21% in favor of Cloud9. We'll see how true that rings out. Of course, a best of 3, a marathon rather than a best of 1 sprint like we saw yesterday. I think that makes it a lot harder to achieve 2 or maybe even 3 times in a row here for Cloud9.
And it also increases the importance of adaptation, which we always say is the most important thing for League of Legends teams, and what Gogoing cited as one of Cloud9's biggest strengths.
So here it goes, the invade walking up towards the
Big
enemy
balls.
red buff. Balls just face check straight into that one. xiyang was spotted on the bottom side, so they knew there were max 4 people inside of that brush staying together. In the end, Cloud9 just go through, and they're going to come back. They didn't
they could actually stay there. Yeah. All right, round number 2 here.
And again, another face check straight in. No vision being put down.
Balls has Counter-Strike.
Of course, those... Oh, he's going to get the stun off here on towards Shyvana, but he's actually going to be separated by the rest of his team. Allen coming in from the side. Spear going to come around as well. They've managed to hook him towards Meteos. Ball's been focused on the backside, and a lot of damage being done across the board. No kills there. As the trinkets come into play there, we see a lot of vision being put down.
Now, let's see where Meteos goes, because it's pretty much impossible to steal away from Nunu level 1 if he starts off with Consume, but he did start off with Ice Ball, so there was a possibility of a Smite War there where there normally wouldn't be, but he doesn't even stick around to try and Smite, and he goes to steal away OMG's blue.
Allen's throwing out a...
Let's see if xiyang can actually see him here. He's got a ward, so yeah.
There. Yeah, can't actually get in and do anything about that one in the end, though. xiyang was spotted with that ward that was put down by Link just a moment before that all happened. So in the end, we see blue buff taken by Meteos. Pomelo started his own red, and now he's going to go for the Cloud9 red.
So this is as expected. Both junglers, both junglers stealing away blue buffs to try and even it out. Both of them want to start too. Cloud9 know that Nunu is probably doing this, so the top lane duo putting down that ward pretty early there. As you can see, LemonNation places in the bush. They don't want to get this dual lane turned around very early because this is crucial for both teams.
It's in level 2 there by the pickup of that blue buff, going a little bit low, but well, when you get that consume in there, not really going to be a problem for Nunu. In the end, we did see the lane swaps coming in, but for both teams, 2v2 left in the top lane this time.
Right, and that will be a focus probably for both teams. Meteos is level 3, slightly ahead of Pomelo right now. The 2 vs 2 up top, though, is shoved pretty close to the turret, so it's hard for him to gank there at this second. However, he has shown a propensity for ganking for that duo lane early on to try and get them going. Once they get a little lead, then they can handle themselves.
A lot of damage put down by Link there on towards xiyang. Already forced him to use both of his pots. Link still has his own, and well, his nidalee as well, of course, so he has that heal to keep him topped up this entire time. Junglers up until now not making their presence felt in either of the lanes, but as you said, this top lane pushed up, and we may see Pomelo actually head that way in just a moment after his golems.
So both junglers on the top side means that this bottom lane still left to their own devices, and Balls has accrued a very nice early lead here. Shoving the wave to get the experience advantage, that gives you the option in those 1v1s to shove your opponent off of the creep wave. And it's showing in the CS right now, which is very, very important, because late game, if Jax is even with Shyvana, then he will be able to bully her in split pushing once he gets his blade and he has kill potential. Here comes Pomelo though, just with the speed up onto Allen so he can get in position for a hook.
Trying to get through there, was a little bit blocked by the minions as he weaves himself through there. In the end, not quite getting close enough. Meteos did come up to that top lane just to wait around in case anything happened. Didn't really do anything though.
Now look how much that gank accomplished. Cloud9 have to completely back off. They do not have much vision. It was a cannon wave for Cloud9, so it pushed against them. And they had to play very safe until the last possible second for them to go in for CS. Just walking by, Pomelo created a bit of pressure there for this OMG duo.
Nice slow start to this one. Pomelo just doing his Wraith camp, but he's going to keep on farming this one up. And so we can see that Pink Ward was picked up by Meteos. Does he want to get that into that top lane tri-bush? We'll see about that one in just a moment. He is headed towards that top side of the map. And
the lane now will be slowly pushing against Cloud9. So it's going to come closer and closer to their territory. This is what Meteos was waiting for. Pomelo looking for a counter gank though. Yeah.
This could be dangerous for them. His plant's doing some decent damage on towards Allen. Actually, Meteos is now backing away from that one, funnily enough, as OMG step forward once more. Cloud9 staying behind the minion line as to not get hugged by Allen. We said it before that he had 100% kill participation in the first game of All-Stars where we saw him. And now, look at that, Meteos has seen Xiyang going towards his top lane. That's a signal to back away. The hook comes through. LemonNation flashes it.
I love how Pomelo keeps giving the speed boost to Allen, because Allen can capitalize with hooks, as we saw there, earning himself a flash from LemonNation. They will need to time that so that they can return to the bottom lane, as they've been focusing it pretty heavily here at the beginning.
Whoa. Link going very aggressive here, just jumping over the top of the wall, having to go at Xiyang, and Xiyang almost getting hit there by the spear. Good little dodge from his side of things. Just shows you that Link not afraid to go a bit more aggressive. Does have himself boots and the chalice compared to just the chalice of Xiyang. And well, we see that comes from that CS lead. There's the solo laners, this time usual top laners that are down the bottom this time around, using their TPs to get back in lane.
Yeah, and as I said, this is going to be a power point for Cloud9. Ball's got a great start in that lane, and he has the advantage of also having Evelynn as his jungler. So just having Evelynn means that Gogoing has to spend money on pink wards or play extremely safe and back off of those minion lines.
Oh, going all in here is Link on towards Xiyang. Meteos still hanging around. Is he going to go offensive on this one? That's the constant danger with the Evelynn. You never know if that's just a bait from Link or whether he's actually alone and bitten off more than he can chew.
Now, speaking of adaptations, we do have an adaptation here from OMG. They recognize that this Jax will get out of hand if left unattended. They make the call to switch lanes here, sending the duo down bottom and transferring Gogoing up top. Gogoing has actually saved his teleport though. Balls used it to get back to lane. So Gogoing actually has the teleport advantage, even though it was a shorter cooldown for Balls teleporting to the turret.
Yeah, and the interesting one with that one is that you see Sneaky in the top lane. OMG sees Sneaky in the top lane. Not going for Dragon just yet though. Zyra had already come down towards this bottom side of the map. Jax, of course, is still there. Evelynn is on that side of the map, so wouldn't be a clear-cut decision now if they were to go for Dragon.
Evelynn has still not been able to clear out that pink ward though, so the one that was placed down bottom will still protect them. The thing is, Zyra has actually come down to support Balls for a little bit, and they're actually going to be probably switching off. Yeah, Balls is starting to recall and go back to base. So they're going to answer that swap down bottom, and they want to retain their advantage. By the way, Balls got this advantage by going full attack speed runes on Jax. He does not save any lifesteal quintessences, which people used to run on Jax quite a lot.
Oh, LemonNation are going to take a lot of damage from this one. Not quite going to finish off, but they're going to dive in there. Gogoing using his ultimate very late in that encounter.
The reason Gogoing went for that gank is because he recognized Cloud9 are answering the swap, and he does not want to face up against Jax in top lane again. So he decides to make some use of his time. However, because he burned his ulti, it's going to be harder for him now, even to match up against Jax. And Balls is probably going to continue to gain a lead up here. I mean, Gogoing did a good job catching up because of the switch, but Balls is actually going to be able to push this wave into the turret now.
So in the bottom lane, that Pomelo would also come around there to maybe get involved with things. No real damage done to turrets anywhere on the map at this stage. And the duo is quite happy to farm things up. It's San that has the advantage in there with this one. Meteos now going back to that old standard of Cloud9 and going to help top.
And Gogoing has no ulti, remember, for this dive.
Oh, here they go. There goes the ultimate down. It's Balls that's tanking up the turret. It's a lot of damage coming into Gogoing. Balls himself goes pretty low. Well, they swap off the aggro, and the first blood goes to Meteos.
Classic Cloud9. No matter how many lane swaps you do for OMG, they will find you in that 1v1, and Meteos will tower dive with Balls. They get the kill. That is huge. The giant creep wave that would have pushed Gogoing even ahead of Balls in CS dies to the turret, and they get giant damage onto the turret. This is going swimmingly for Cloud9 so far.
And they should be able to finish off that tower as well. We saw Balls just going through, Meteos and Pomelo just meeting up. And there is the first turret of the game going down in favor of Cloud9. Leaves them with a 2k gold advantage.
Now, he did leave the wave as a cannon minion pushing there, so maybe Gogoing will freeze it and try and catch up that way.
That is a dead LemonNation, surely. Yes, the culling does finish him up. Now San trying to force Sneaky away, but Sneaky's done a hell of a lot of damage. There goes the passive out from Zyra. Not enough to actually get the finisher on them, though.
Yeah, Allen coming up big in the bottom lane. Evasive maneuvers for LemonNation, not quite enough. And OMG's bot lane, the featured matchup, do strike first here. Big pickup for them because the AD carries were dead even.
Well, leave Sneaky alone to do some free damage as Allen gonna go in here. They're gonna try and lock down Sneaky. He says, no, I'm just gonna ambush. You're basically not gonna be able to do anything to me. Just walks away from that one. San actually stuck around here before recalling because of that big wave that was pushing in.
Whoa, so is Meteos. He's coming in. Again, he finds Pomelo.
And actually doing some decent damage onto Pomelo. He knows that that bottom lane can't really stay and fight him, that the AD carry actually is completely backed away from that one. That pink ward's still in the brush. Now Cloud9 with those low HP players and a recall being seen going for Dragon.
So let's check in on that vision. OMG, because they got behind early, they were not able to get any green wards inside of Cloud9's camps, which is what they would want to keep track of Meteos. Or, besides that one defensive pink ward bottom, they haven't been able to get them anywhere else on the map. So the deep greens or the defensive pinks, not really there, and Meteos is able to traverse the entire map with immunity.
I have to give credit to Gogoing here in this top lane. Look at the farm, 83 to 80. Was looking like it was going to take a bit of a nosedive for him earlier on when he started to fall behind on that front, but he's really picked up that farm nicely and is only a couple of CS behind. Double Doran's Blade, Ninja Tabi for him, plus that long sword. Of course, on the other side, Ball's going straight in towards that Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, that's going to be a scary point for Gogoing once he does complete the Blade of the Ruined King. At least Gogoing has been able to catch up in CS, and he does have the auto attack damage reduction for his Tabe. But Ball, as you can see, he's so confident here. He's letting the wave push against him. He wants to deny as many minions to Gogoing as possible.
Did he just ulti there, Gogoing?
He's still got a full red bar, so that's how you can tell if Shyvana's ulti up.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Haha!
Aha.
Did you know?
I did. I just didn't look.
Meteos gets actually caught. He does not have immunity.
This is really, really bad for them. Sandwiched in. There's the ultimate from Gogoing. Can answer my question a second time. That's just a freebie kill for OMG.
All right, they took away his immunity. He's definitely vulnerable to damage. I was saying he's immune to slows because he can use his W to take them off, but just damage is going to do the trick there, and they do take him down a notch.
So, up in kills now are OMG, still behind the 2,000 gold though. Very interested to see how this bottom lane now develops in with the Blade of the Ruined King done there for Sneaky. The work into the Bloodthirster on the other side for San, and now Link trying to hold on to this mid lane turret, and that's the danger. once Nunu gets involved there, they're doing so much more damage, so much quicker.
Yeah, trying to shove on nidalee. Good idea here, using the blood boil with Lulu, but they get shoved off. And finally, here we go. Pomelo getting some vision down for the team inside blue, but it's a little bit too late here because Meteos is just running straight up the lane.
And they're going to go all in here on towards Gogoing. He's got no ultimate available. Pomelo coming in around the side, though. They're going to try and stop this and push it back. Absolute Zero flashed away from by Meteos. In the end, they can't turn that into a kill. Don't lose anyone either, though.
Yeah, they have to back off mainly because of the mid lane roam. Not actually too scared of the Nunu there, mostly because Xiyang was able to walk up the river first and Link was behind them, so they could cut off and split Cloud9 apart.
Blue Wolf's being gifted over once again. Pomelo having the vision. We saw them put that down there before, but wasn't quick enough to actually get involved and have a go at trying to steal that blue buff away.
Yeah, right idea for OMG. Want to always try and deny blue buffs from nidalee, as everybody knows, but unsuccessful there because of the little skirmish up top. And it did cost Meteos his flash, but Cloud9 happy to have that blue buff on Link. He goes for, is this a blind steal? The ward just times out here, so blind steal here from Link. It's going to be very difficult to get through. Yes.
Got the little one. That was his,
Success.
that's what he got.
That's what he was aiming for, right?
Yeah, had a few wards in there, which sadly for them did time out just before that blue buff was spawning in, so knew it was there, but didn't have the vision to actually have a real go at it. We should mention that Athenes is finished here for both Link and Xiyang, and Xiyang doing a good job of, so far, catching all these spears.
See if Link can get anything else. Nah, he's out of vision there, so he's going to be able to shove the lane in. One more wave will be lost. Actually, Meteos gets called over, so they can try and take down this turret. Attack speed from nidalee on herself. Once the minions get there, Meteos can do the same for himself.
This is a free tower. Well, you say free. Obviously, the spears really helped to free that one up, but no, moving straight away for Xiyang and having a hard time of keeping up as Ball's going to put down some good damage there onto Gogoing, who's headed straight up to that Sunfire Cape. He needs that defense in if he's going to hold on. There's a spear coming through, though. Will they try and follow through? I mean, these two champions are going to strip towers really, really quickly.
Yes, but a blue buff Lulu. I mean, OMG were able to secure that one, so that's big for them. Yeah. They have great wave clear down bottom.
Down into the bottom. LemonNation does throw his ultimate down, but Sneaky is the focus. LemonNation's already left him there. Knew he was going to go down. It's Pomelo that gets the kill.
And pink ward drop. There was no way Sneaky was getting out of this one. Great move from OMG. They get pressure on the bottom turret. Cloud9 need to answer on the other side here. Meteos is just sort of walking around this red side jungle.
Tower is definitely going down. Gogoing is back into his top lane as well to protect it from balls. Meanwhile, Link actually having a good go on towards Xiyang. Here comes Meteos from around the side. Wild Growth use on himself, and that is possibly him going down here. The pounds back in, an auto attack to finish. Link picks up a nice kill.
Yeah, Meteos walking around that red jungle. Perfect timing for him because Xiyang goes aggressive on Link. Tired of catching spears, wanted to make him back off, but it was the wrong time for them. And that's what I was talking about. Because you just have an evelynn on your team, it usually just makes solo laners play more defensively and not go aggressive like that. There was actually, at one point, a pink ward in that red side bush for OMG, but because there was so much time spent roaming around from Cloud9, they actually cleared that one out previously.
Going there, just forcing that wave all the way back. Balls, of course, has had it up towards the tower a couple of times now. But the next thing coming onto the map, the next big thing is, of course, that dragon. Just a couple of seconds till that comes into play. As the scan going down, LemonNation will be able to finish off this ward. And that gives a little bit less sight for OMG. But they've got Nunu just walking back and forth in that area. Two top laners both have teleport available.
Yeah, Jax could come down here, and they snag him. Teleport on the plant.
There we go. Teleport coming in from that side. Alan realizes it and has to jump completely away from that one, but that gives Cloud9 now 5 men down at the bottom. To be honest, Gogoing has to get involved. He is going to be TPing in. He comes into the top side. We see the Colin coming from the bottom. They hook in balls. Can they finish him off though? Half HP as he leap strikes away. Gogoing goes right in there. There's a disengage from Cloud9, but there's a lot of damage coming out to Sneaky. He's been enough more than he can chew. He's going to go down to Sam, and they keep going through as well. Alan got the hook, but he'll pay the price with his life. They're going to keep chasing this one through, and they get Zyra as well. That's a double Double kill for Xiyang.
And the dragon for OMG. That should be an easy take for them. Even though Meteos is still alive, it would be suicide to go for this steal. That was a costly mistake from Cloud9. How many times have we seen teams with the nidalee going for these mid-game dragons? It's very curious. They should have been counting on the teleport coming from Gogoing, and they really overextended there. Sneaky actually gets sectioned off from the team here, which is probably the main reason it didn't work out. He opens onto San, but the team is split, and Sneaky actually ends up between the rest of the team and San, and he has nowhere to get out. Another great hook from Allen, landing here, awarding another kill, even though it cost him his life. Definitely worth it. Not only do they kill Link, but they get his blue buff off.
Getting that blue buff, always a nice addition to all those kills, and the dragon that follows straight up afterwards. So let's check back in with the gold. We said earlier on about 2,000 was the lead for Cloud9. That is considerably shrunk with the kills and the dragon gold as well.
Oh, Balls is in trouble.
Ball's actually going up aggressive, but if you notice the minimap, Allen off to the side. I think in the end they were a little bit scared of going for Balls. That Blade of the Ruin King is in there for him now.
Look at this vision though. I mean, Allen's done a good job. He's got a lot of wards down here. They will see the spawn of this blue, and they definitely want to contest it. Everybody from Cloud9 is down bottom. If Link can get this, it would be amazing. There's no way.
Nah, not got the damage there to finish off quick enough. He's going to try and spear through. That was real close, but in the end, just made it faster for OMG to actually get that one. And it is Xiyang who just refreshes that blue buff from earlier.
Cloud9 have to be careful. OMG have caught right back up here in gold. I guess they're going to make the move down bottom. We'll see if he can actually catch Lucian. There's no summoner spells.
Actually using his ultimate very, very late on this one, trying to get Sneaky to catch up with it. Damage comes in from it, and it will be Sneaky with the use of the ultimate to get the kill. OMG are pushing the mid lane. Cloud9 are pushing the inner turret in the bottom lane.
Cloud9 really needed that kill. It is going to give them pressure on the bottom lane. Looks like they are using these SKT skins to channel SKT's ability to trade different objectives. They go aggressive on the other side of the map, and they are rewarded. Now they're creating so much pressure on the inhibitor turret that they only... Oh wow, they back off just because of Pomelo.
Yeah, Pomelo did go back from that one. He's the last, the first one to recall in. Thresh joined him a little bit afterwards. Meanwhile, Balls and Gogoing this entire time sticking in the top lane. You see that Gogoing's done a fantastic job. There's a spear steal. That's what you like to see, and Link will say, well, you got my blue up, but I'll get revenge.
His team was starting it up for him, so... Balls, though.
In trouble here, gonna get slowed down completely. Flashes, are they gonna chase him? Xiyang gets the kill, does flash over the wall in the end.
These are the trades that are so common now in this open map of League right now, where all these towers going down. You're constantly having to trade back and forth. Blue buff for Cloud9, taken away from OMG, but they send everybody top, get a kill on the end game carry here, setting Jax a little bit further behind.
He's got his Shin in there working up towards that Trinity Force, almost got the Phage in there as well, and Link has just gone back home, needlessly large rock, blasting one, going straight up to the Rabadon's Death Cap on top of his Athene's Unholy Grail. On the other side, Death Cap is actually done with Sorcerer's Shoes as well as an Amp Tome as well for Xiyang.
Let's see what he will build with that. Probably the Void Staff. Those are what we like to think of as the Trinity. Oh, Sneaky was there, and they have a little bit of vision. Close, because both teams wanted to go aggressive. You can see the mentality of both of these teams. They're tied up in gold, even though it's 4 versus 7 in kills. They each want to take the advantage right now.
Gogoing takes a good chunk of damage here, but he's the tanky one on the team again.
Pink ward.
Sneaky out of position completely. Absolute Zero gonna strip him down. Xiyang actually gets the finisher, and that will put him onto a rampage. That's bad news. OMG are turning around. They're going to Baron.
Yeah, positioning really, really costing Cloud9 a lot so far. Sneaky, again, not in the right place this game. It's been a much worse story for him than the first go-around. He's been a little bit aggressive, and it hasn't paid off.
So that they move up towards Baron, something that OMG have done very well in LPL. Force teams to come in there and check that one out. This time around, it was, of course, a spear that came through and just clattered against Allen, almost taking him out. And that obviously then means that OMG don't want to be sticking around and thinking that one. Still early doors in this game, 23 minutes 45 on the clock. There is Gogoing continuing to farm himself up a stone. Some fire cape is done. Got a Negatron cloak, got the cutlass in there as well. Actually picking up home guards here because he's been back and forth on that top side. Makes sense for him.
He's moving around so much to get CS in the places that are safe for the team. And they've fed a lot of money into him because they need a good tank towards the late game. This OMG team, they like to team fight. And this is, again, sort of a classic combo for them. They have a strong team fight team. Whereas Cloud9, they have the split push advantage and they have the poking advantage. But they need to actually set up and poke to take advantage of the strengths of this team. Their goals are to land several nidalee spears before the fight breaks out.
Alan predicted that too well almost, but LemonNation didn't actually move where it thought it was going to be, so spear didn't connect, but they're setting up a death brush. They're going to hook into Balls. Colin comes through as well. Balls loses half HP instantly. They're going to push through onto it. Wild Growth knocks him up, and Gogoing actually flashing in. They want to keep pushing down on this one. Sneaky is there. Cloud9 going to try and just push them back off from it. It's 5 versus 4, and again, OMG go direction Baron, and are going to try and bait C9 in.
Exactly. They take advantage of the vision in the mid game around Baron. Classic OMG, they love winning fights around that Baron with their team fighting team. They've done it so many times. Successful once again. They get another pick from Alan.
Alan waiting off to the side on this one. They pick up the kill onto the Zyra plant. Baron is going pretty low from this one, but those spears from the backside gonna be a problem.
Flash.
Yeah, he has his flash, he has his ultimate, he's got his smite, he's got everything to really make an impact on this one, as we are going to see the TP in as well. Ball's now going to join the action, but it's already done. OMG have picked up the Baron. San actually right in the middle of the team. They're doing great here, Cloud9. OMG are trying to run away from this one. Pomelo gonna flash over the backside. Link needs to make the jump, does make the jump, needed a run up to it, and it's all going to be whether it can land a spear. In the end, they get out of range. They lose the one man for it, but they get Baron.
Huge win for OMG right there. They get the Baron only for one guy. Just Alan going down. Really big pickup for them. Cloud9 trying to answer, though, again, the trade of objectives. Because you get so low after that Baron, they're going to get the consolation prize here. Dragon will help a bit as far as the gold and catching up. But definitely, it is Cloud9 going to be play a little bit more defensively here.
Hopefully, from their side of things. We have seen another European LCS team that won't be named. There's only one. It's not that hard to figure out who did fight up a Baron Duck team for other objectives around the map. Not going to happen here for Cloud9, though. As you said, 4 minutes, sit back, defend a little. There
are no more objectives on the map for Cloud9 to fight over, true. So hopefully they do not get too ahead of themselves. And it looks like they will go defensive now. Let's take a look here. Xiyang has almost completed that Void Staff. So they'll probably wait for him to actually finish that off because it's he should have enough money to complete it. Okay, there we go.
Gogoing, just making sure that bottom lane doesn't go too far up. Cloud9, of course, swooped in for that inner turret earlier on in the game as OMG were pushing a little bit indecisively in the middle lane. And in the end, cut them off before they got on towards that inhibitor turret. Sun trying to get himself as much as he can here before going in. Berserker Greaves added into that Bloodthirster, the Trinity Force done. And a bit of defensive statistics in there as well, starting Negatron Cloak here.
Yeah, he has, well, let's see, what was it, TPA. They had a Negatron Cloak pretty early on BB because they wanted him to carry. OMG, a lot of their damage comes from San, so a Negatron Cloak on him going to help out if he does turn out to be the unfortunate recipient of any spears from Link. They can't afford to have San go down because late game they will not have much else as far as damage is concerned. Right now, bottom lane.
I was going to say, Sneaky's got a friend in there. Meteos was waiting inside of the brush. Gogoing coming through, but he is really, really quite tanky. A Banshee's Veil in there for him. And OMG, with that two-man distraction, get the inner tower.
Yeah, that gank is going to cost them a lot of pressure mid. They have to immediately recall.
Oh, Pomelo going very, very deep on this one. They've managed to force Link to back away. The turret not being focused completely just yet, but we see as San and Xiyang turn their attention to it. They strip off half of its health.
They've had enough time here. The inhibitor did not go down. That does regenerate slowly over time if Cloud9 can protect it. They also got a turret with their split pusher balls. Again, Cloud9 trying to play to the strengths. The goals of this team are to use that Jax for split push and have the disengage of Zyra buy them enough time for the rest of the four-man squad. has worked out for the first round, but still Baron buff on OMG. Cloud9 cannot afford to even go into their own jungle right now.
All walled up here. OMG doing a great job on that front. Are they going to be backing away? I think they've got a decent amount of gold to actually be spending by now on this one. Turn some of those big items in. Gogoing pushes in the top side as well. So lane's pushing on two fronts. Dangerous here for Cloud9.
It looks like OMG are not forcing anything right now there. They're just doing a split push for all of the lanes. They're getting a lot of experience. They're getting all 3 lanes worth of experience and gold though. So they are making use of the time of their Baron buff, but it's just not translating into pressure on top of turrets at the moment. Now, I talked about the damage for this OMG team. They actually have a really good combo here, which is Blood Boil plus Pix onto an AD carry. Not only does Pix add the damage for the AD carry, but also the attack speed bonus will get even more out of that. And San is just so crucial for this team to hype him up as the mid-game teamfight powerhouse. He's also going to start needing some armor penetration. So I think he'll probably get that before he even makes something out of that Negatron cloak that he's got.
Link being absolutely hammered there by the Culling. The rest of OMG going to start to move down, and I think if Cloud9 actually spot him, they could well end up just backing away completely from this one and letting the tower go.
Yep, they have secured this bottom turret. Jax is split pushing up top, and they want to force him to do something. His teleport's not quite up right now, so he's not going to burn it. He's going to try and shove into the inhibitor turret. So it's pretty much just a 1 for 0 here as far as objectives are controlled. Looking at the items though, there's not a lot of armor even on Cloud9 right now, so maybe he won't run into that Last Whisper as quickly as I thought. He's upgrading the boots first, then going into pickaxe.
See where that leaves us then. The overall picture, we've gone past the half-an-hour point on this game. The gold, as it currently stands, is almost bang level, 48.2 thousand to 48.1, so really the slimmest of leads in terms of that one, but see that the items coming in, that Void Staff on Lulu, we already saw how much damage actually xiyang can actually do right now, and he's working his way up further in the item builds. Meanwhile, OMG moving now in position to start preparing for the next spawn in this Baron. Get more walls down, try and clear out as much as you can.
Looks like they've chosen top side. Alan doing work, trying to clear out wards. Actually leaves the pink one there.
Yeah.
Didn't walk into it. The sweeper will not reveal things that are already visible.
Oh, Hart coming through. They pick off LemonNation, but not really got the rest of the team there to help out. Meteos has to pop his speed boost there as the pressure comes in from the side. The Culling, a little bit out of aim, let's just say there, and actually just cancelled that one off, realizing he wasn't actually going to be hitting anything. Tower is already down to half HP, and this is the last turret outside of the base now that's up for Cloud9.
Yeah, they're having a really hard time defending anything that is not inhibitor turret. And Gogoing and OMG get one more turret down, the last outer turret. Plus a blue buff steal, great for them. Keeping it away from Link. Now, the Xiyang build that you mentioned here, he's adding in the Lichbane as 4th item, so that will actually add more late game damage, more scaling to him. Adding on another AP scaler to Lulu is very good for them, adding another strong damage source for the team to back up Gogoing and San. Oh, balls in the middle again!
Onto him, he's going to have to jump away. Gogoing trying to chase around LemonNation, gets separated from the rest of the team, but it's Meteos now that they actually end up focusing on. Balls again hooked in by Alan. Balls is going to go down. San gets that one. Sneaky damaging him. Meteos has been bullied by Pomelo and Gogoing. It's not a fast takedown, but they will get it in the end. LemonNation somehow still alive and running away from it, but San will continue to chase here. And LemonNation, what's he going to do? He's going to try for the recall. And he seems to have completely fooled Sun into this one. Is he going to be able to get in? No!
Oh. Yeah, the story here. Oh no, Link gets caught trying to go for a kill on Alan.
Trying and gets it as well in the end. xiyang now moving in. That's going to be another one. Godlike is Lulu. 7-1-3. OMG turning for Baron with its 3-man team.
Again, Baron comes up. Great ward coverage from OMG. Force Cloud9 into a situation where they don't want to give away Baron, but they can't see very well. They are forced to sporadically invade this Baron from different sides, and you can see LemonNation's ulti that they want to be the main part of their team and knock everybody up, actually gets spread out by OMG, and they pretty much all avoid that knockup. From that point, there's nothing for Cloud9 to do.
Taking the second Baron of this game as well. And that is a big push for OMG. 4,000 gold, 3,500. It'll be forged in just a second. You see that dragon being taken out. Last time that the Baron went down, of course, Cloud9 got that consolation dragon. They're not going to get either of them this time. And we see there as the wave in that bottom is now pushing up. They're going to back away. Probably use this time to spend a bit of that gold that they've just got with all those kills and the Baron pickup.
C9 may be going for a Fnatic-style bush camp here. Only 3 members, though. It would be dangerous, and they would need to just catch a single person face-checking this bush. Meteos was the only one able to get this far into lane.
And they've just backed away. No problem there for them. No sneak attack going to be enough to pick them up. Funnily enough, with all those towers down, oh, there's a ward there. That could actually end up being dangerous, but at this stage of the game, blue goes down very, very quickly. Alan moving around. Meteos has that Banshee's Veil on, so he's going to at least get away from one thing, but not from the hook. Alan goes playing in. There is the knockup, but Meteos is taking all the damage from the back and will end up falling. Gogoing now gets himself the killing spree.
Alan again on Thresh has been outstanding for the team. This is a 7-1 Xiyang as well. OMG are steadily rolling toward Cloud9's base right now. Let's see, Meteos was just getting caught because of the blue steal. Great ulti from Gogoing as well as hook there from Alan. And there's no escape for the Cloud9 jungler.
And they used LemonNation's ultimate as well. Not the longest cooldown, that's for sure, but they could need it in the following moments because OMG are already pushing that bottom lane out towards the inhibitor turret. And look at the position on the map. Sneak is in the mid lane. Jack's up on the top side. If OMG move fast here, they might have the damage to just finish off the tower.
Yeah, and even in the top side, Gogoing is such a beast. They've gotten him so far ahead that it's not a problem for him up there with Balls. And they can go toe-to-toe right now. They're actually exchanging. Balls is chasing him, but the OMG whole team are getting the inhibitor. They've got one down now. It's pretty close.
Ball's going for Gogoing, but has he got the damage here to actually take him down? I don't think he actually does, and I think realizing that himself decides, you know what, I'm just going to back away from things. OMG have just moved from that bottom in towards the mid lane. We saw how quick that last inhib turret went down. They've got sneaky there this time, though. That's the difference. Not a 4 versus 3 as it was in the bottom lane, but at least a 4 versus 4, albeit with OMG having Baron.
Oh, here we go. This re-engage. Gogoing actually was able to get up there. I think he used his teleport with his home guards. The home guard teleport dragon gets his revenge.
Gonna finish off Balls, though. He's having a big run, but there's a big team fight breaking out. Meteos trying to focus on Sasan, but he's running into all the culling damage. Does get the heal, but he's gonna fall. That's a double kill now for Sun, and Sneaky is on that bottom side. Actually, Xiyang went to the top to finish off Jack. Sneaky trying to get away, does get into the ambush. There is the pulling onto Link. Is he gonna go down? Yes, he is. Sun on a rampage. That's 4 kills for 1. For OMG.
OMG just cleaning up. This should probably be the game for them. They can run right into Cloud9 space. They've got over 30 seconds. I guess Lemon will be coming up, but we've seen how ineffective so far the Zyra disengage has been. It's going to at least be all 3 inhibitors.
Yeah, Sun going to take down that mid one. The top one already being worked on as well. Pomelo just helping out with his blood boil. And this may be the finisher. Yeah, 30 seconds for Link, 17 seconds still left here on Balls until he comes back into the game. And there's the push through. San just destroying LemonNation. Even gets the kill there on the fountain at the end. And that surely will be game. First Nexus turret's been focused and going down. And there we are, on to the Nexus itself. OMG pick up game number 1 here in the semi-final.
What a strong showing from OMG. Every member on the team doing what's required of them.